This is Tom O'Neill of The Envelope with Jon Cryer, Emmy nominee, standing in front of the costumes for 2.5 Men. And he's going to give us a little insight into the costumes.
Yeah, well, Mary Quigley is our costume designer, and on the first day that she was fitting me and stuff, she said, "Okay, first of all, I'm sorry."
About what?
About the fact that you know, my character dresses very boring. There's zero risk in what Alan wears, and that's part of his personality, you know. And she's basically had me in combinations of plaids, khakis, and jeans for 5 whole seasons now.
But that's dress up compared to Charlie, though.
Compared to Charlie. And I don't know, to this day, nobody seems to really know how they arrived at Charlie's look. I asked Chuck, and he said, "Oh, Mary came up with it." Chuck Lorre, our producer. I asked Mary, "Who came up with it?" She said, "Chuck came up with it." So I don't know if they're both trying to avoid blame or something, but actually I've heard it's caused a run on these shirts, that these shirts have become very popular. I swear.
And how would you define them? Bowling shirts?
Well, no, they're sort of the Nat Nast, Da Vinci 40s and 50s shirts. I wouldn't call them bowling shirts, because bowling shirts generally have the monogram or something and some big logo on the back. And I don't know if I don't know what exactly you would call these, but I wouldn't necessarily call them bowling shirts.
Let's talk about your Emmy submission. This is an insight to people who aren't familiar with the Emmy process, but you pick a sample episode from the season, you submit it to a jury of your peers, and you picked the thing to the head. What's the title?
Repeated blows to his unformed head. Yes, it's the episode that reveals that Alan has a thing, as it were, for pregnant women, which mostly, you know, every year you look and it's hard to find an episode that you think really epitomizes who your character is, you know, because you build a character over the course of several seasons, you know, so it's hard to find something that you think, okay, that's the one half hour that really represents what I've been doing. But what I loved about that was it showed you a side of Alan that you really didn't see coming. I certainly didn't.
It's a little kinky. Come on.
Exactly. But it was wonderful because it's kinky in this very repressed way. Right. And I said, okay, that's how Alan would be. I loved that. I loved working with Sarah Rue. She's a blast. I got to do some physical comedy, which I really enjoy. But also, interestingly, I found myself watching it as a viewer in a different way, because I hadn't, you know, you do it and then you maybe watch it the first night it's on, but then you sort of put it away and don't watch it for a long time unless you're weird and it's just your thing to watch your show over and over. So in looking at a lot of the episodes to try and figure out what I was going to submit, I watched it again and I found myself kind of touched by this couple, and I thought, okay, well, that's good. That's a reason to submit it.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of our exhibit here at the Hollywood Museum? All the Emmy stuff. By the way, not only with the new stuff, but it's mixed up with the old. We have I Love Lucy over there, stuff like that.
You know, I have just barely scratched the surface of it. I had, you know, what's so funny is a lot of this Hollywood memorabilia that's located right in the heart of Hollywood. You don't go into because you figure it's for tourists and it's cheesy, you know. But the Max Factor Museum is spectacular. This thing is unbelievable. I never have ventured in here, and God knows when I have tourists, I'm going to bring them here.
All right.
But no, it's exciting and it's fun to be so close to this stuff. I'm a total Hollywood geek. I love, you know, every time that like we'll have a guest host, like when we had a guest star like Mike Connors on this show, I was freaking out all week. I was like, man, X is on our show. This is so awesome, and we get to pretend that we just saw his balls. This is great.
Congratulations. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.